platform. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bahawadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and stone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Nab, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying to the Lord's elect. I'm out here in Everett, across the street from the casino, from the Encore. Just want to do a video while I wait for my car to get situated. I had to park my shit up, so let's just get into it, man. Let's get right into it. See what's in the news. So I was reading about these Iranian drones. They putting drones inside the Strait of Hormuz. So now when you ride over the strait, there's these magnetic drones that they don't know where they're at, so they come spiking up and they hit the bottom of your tank and blow your shit up. So they're saying, I was watching it on Fox News. Fox News is normally, they're pro-duck, so they were even talking like from the Iranian standpoint, like they got some type of military advantage over them in that. And they said that shit goes all the way back to World War I. So that already goes to show you, man, he hitting you with the old tactics. Esau did that shit to the British. He tried to stop you up when they was fighting against the Brits. But we're gonna see if that's gonna work. I mean, he's scared of it. And then I read that the Ayatollah got hit. That he's injured. Is Iran's supreme leader injured, according to Pete Hegseth? He said he hit him last night on Friday. He said he's disconfigured. It says, yes, as of March 13, 2026, U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth claimed that Iran's new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is wounded and likely disfigured following U.S.-Israeli strikes. Hegseth cited the leader's reliance on written statements rather than video or audio appearances as evidence of his injuries and hiding. So he's saying he hit him. Who knows, man? Duck said he ain't gonna last that long. But we gonna see. Because the Lord it chooses who lasts and who doesn't. Okay? Not the duck. It says, who was injured? Mojtaba Khamenei, who succeeded his father, Ali Khamenei, after the latter was assassinated on February 28, 2026. Context, Hegseth stated this during a Pentagon briefing on March 13, 2026, claiming the new leader is scared, injured, and on the run. So he's scared, he's injured, he's on the run. So you should be good then. You should be able to go right up in there and do whatever you want there since he's running away from you. So we'll see. But he's scared of those Iranian drones that are in the Strait of Hormuz. So let's see how he get away from that. Sound like you're scared. You got all the air defense, blowing shit up, but you don't wanna bring your massive navy in there. You trying to guarantee people all that oil. That's how you know it's bullshit. I was reading something that they were thinking about putting the boats on land to drive it through the desert, because there's a lot of desert land right there, and bring it to the Arabian Sea. Like that's gonna work. Massive oil tankers worth weighed at 80,000 pounds going through the desert. When you trucking through the desert, man, you know how many times you can get stuck? And imagine having a big ass sea stuck in the sand in the desert somewhere. This dude's out of his mind, man. If he does that, man, he gonna have more problems than the Strait of Hormuz. He bring that shit over there. Crazy. But that's the type of shit that's on the table, man. So he don't want to go through the strait because you got to deal with those mines. And I'm probably gonna do something. I'm gonna read about that later. But some military general on Fox News, he was explaining like that's There's no way he said America had multiple, they had like a segment or a section in the military that went into the waters and blew up the mines that are down there. But he said that been dramatically reduced. So they don't even have people to get rid of the drones. So that already goes to show you that Esau ain't like he used to be. He's not that world power like he thought. He can't even get rid of drones out of a small little strait. All you gotta do is detonate them shits. He don't even know where they're at. He said them shits are magnetic. They come up, just blow your shit up. As a matter of fact, let's start over there in Isaiah 14. Start right there. Get this thing cooking. As a matter of fact, before I even go over there, let me just check the news real quick. Evidence Hegseth noted that the leader did not appear in person for his first public statement, saying there was no voice and there was no video. These claims are part of the ongoing 2026 Iran war, which saw major U.S. and Israeli actions, notes AI, Al Jazeera, and ABC News. So he's saying he's disfigured. He don't even know. He's just saying that, though, because of the strikes he did on Friday. So he didn't show up for his speech. That don't mean anything. Someone don't show up for a speech, maybe something else came up. Maybe he was too busy pushing buttons on you. Maybe it's like, fuck that speech. I want to continue to push buttons on Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is fucking destroyed. Got them small hats running out of there for their life. Why don't you call on Hashem to come save your ass, since you the chosen race? The Lord saved you out of Egypt. What you running for? Grab this in Isaiah. Hold on, let me grab some more news real quick. I want to see what's popping right now in the Middle East. Duck strikes Iran's Karg oil hub and urges reopening of Hormuz. So you blowing up what you want, man. That don't make any sense. You want the Karg Island. That's where 90% of Iran's oil comes from. Why are you bombing that? Shows you that someone that's he can't do any good. His plan is to take all that oil shit and he's bombing that. So that's who you voted for. That's how you know the Lord he's giving them a reprobate mind. Okay, he's bombing the thing he's coming to get. He's coveting the field, but he's bombing it at the same time in order to, because he thinks that's a strategic move against Iran, because they need 90% of the oil. That's not strategic, man. You still, even if you bomb Karg Island, how is that going to get boats across the Strait of Hormuz? That's what they were asking him. No answers. And they were asking the military general, so he would know more than the duck, in my opinion. He's like, that shit ain't going to do nothing. It's a waste. It's for show. Everything he does is for show. It's to make you stupid-ass Americans think that you somebody, man. That shit don't even make any sense. You could think about it yourself. Would you bomb something that you need? But this is Esau. He's the type of nigga that he'll pollute the air. So and then the same world that he lives in, he pollutes it and destroys it, and he lives in it. So he that is evil to himself, to whom can he be good? Let me grab that too. Nigga's evil to himself. He don't even benefit himself. How you gonna benefit you? Ecclesiasticus, I think it's 14, in verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. So he will not take pleasure in his goods. Let's look this up. He's evil to himself, to whom can he be good? Ecclesiasticus 14, verse 5. Let's see what it says. This is talking about a man who does not deal rightly with his own soul. He may have riches or substance, but he lives in a miserly, wicked, or self-destructive way. That's Esau. He lives in a miserly, self-destructive way. That's why he's a homosexual. You know, it don't benefit nobody, and it kills you. That's why his people mostly that. They're just fully adverse to the natural order. Okay, this is talking about the Edomites. That's why they push that shit. Being evil to himself can mean being covetous and never using what the Lord gave him. That's right. He never uses what the Lord gave him. He gave you a damn rock to live in. You only want to go over there. You got your own land in the rocks, man. You could be living as a caveman like you want to be anyway. Nah, he want to turn the whole world into Edom. Everyone living out of clefts of the rocks, man. We don't want to live like you. These niggas, they push their lifestyle on everybody else like that's the way of life. That ain't the way of life. Life was great before your ass came. Actually, it wasn't that great. You were here in the garden. You were here as Cain. So you always had wickedness here. But before the devil came and deceived Eve, hey, we were good. We were in the garden. We were chilling. We were flying. We had power there. Now, listening to this nigga, what happens? He destroyed the whole world. Let me finish this up. It says, living in wickedness that destroys his own life, right? You don't keep the land Sabbath anymore, so, you know, your crops, you can't even grow anything anymore. He plants all trees, no fruits, all these stupid-ass Christmas trees all over Babylon. Christmas trees don't produce fruit, that's death. Then the nigga will cut it down and put it in his house and put gifts underneath it. Because he's stupid. All right? He's a fucking fool. Not applying wisdom that benefits his soul. That's right, he don't apply wisdom. He's a fool. Okay? That's why this is what you're seeing. Nigga he covers the land of Carg Island, but then he's blowing it up. In his mind, he thinks he's putting more pressure on the Iranians. The Iranians are ready to put they know they won't have any peace. Carg Island and all that shit, while you in power, it is no point of it. I might as well focus on destroying your vessels. Destroying your economy, putting those vessels in the sea, polluting all that shit, blowing all that shit up. Then give it to you, so you can use it and go far even more. Probably go into China, go into Russia, go somewhere, go even deeper. That's why those Chinese and the Russians in North Korea, they're offering to give him. They offering to give him. Mad sand just went. I don't want to hit the mad sand just blew in my face. So they're offering. I forgot what I was even talking about. I just got hit with mad sand. He's a fool. Okay, let me finish this precept. He's just thinking about the mindset of being that dumb. If I was in power, man, come on, man. I'll go kick it with Kamini. Listen, what you do with your people, hey, the Lord's. I understand that the Lord is doing unto the Lord belongeth the issues from death. Why do you not believe Jesus is God? Who's Jesus? The letter J was created in 1524. And Jesus is a God. Okay? And his name is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is a God. He's not the Most High God. What don't you understand about that? Wendy Kirkland in 9917. You don't understand that? Why do you not believe Jesus is God Almighty? The Bible teaches us capital G, capital O, capital D, calls the earth his footstool and his resting place. Oh, man. Windy, man. There's a difference between the Most High and the Son. This is how we know you don't know what you know not what you worship. Okay? You should read John the 4th chapter. He's just like the Samaritan woman at the well. I'll read it for you. John chapter 4, verse 1. When they therefore knew how the Pharisees had heard that Yahushua made and baptized more disciples than John, though just Yahushua himself baptized not, but his disciples, he left Judea and departed again into Galilee. And he must needs go through Samaria. Then cometh he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to the parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now Jacob's well was there. Yahushua therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. So what's the 6th hour? The 6th hour is noontime. Okay? We're a little bit before the 6th hour. Okay? It says, there cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yahushua saith unto her, give me to drink. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. So where you at? You look at now I ain't got no view, see? You want to ask the question, but you don't really want to know. And that's what's wrong with you people. You know? You want to know, but you don't want to know. That's the thing. I know somebody where I'm from. He always comes by, he sees me reading the Bible. He always talking about some Jesus Christ shit. But then when I try to talk to him about it, he's running up the street. It tells you in the book of Proverbs. That's the wicked, man. Because you're wicked. That's why you left. Proverbs. I'll still read it. I'll bring it out since you brought it up. Proverbs 28 and verse 1. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion, okay? The righteous are bold as a lion. So when you're running after you ask a question, I'm still here. It don't matter what you believe, man. Okay? I didn't say, this is how I know you don't listen. All right? You got your own perceived thoughts, and then that's how you people think. That's why you're going to be destroyed. This is how we know you don't believe in the Lord. He could be giving you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but yet you run and you leave. John chapter 4. So your question doesn't even make sense. I never said that. First of all, Jesus how can I put this? Jesus is Caesar Borgia. That's who you're talking about, all right? So you believe in somebody that sleeps with his sister. His boyfriend's Leonardo da Vinci. So you believe in a full-blown homosexual as your God, and you wonder why we tell our people not to serve that idol that you worship, okay? You don't look these things up. You're not scholarly enough. The Lord, he only deals with people with wisdom. You don't get it because he's not dealing with you. It tells you in the book of Wisdom of Solomon that wisdom shall not dwell in a malicious soul. So you're a malicious person. And we can tell by the shit that comes out of your mouth that you're defiled. You probably go to church every Sunday. You be talking to church like you're supposed to do. Wisdom of Solomon 1:1. Love righteousness, ye that be judges of the earth. Think of the Lord with a good heart, and in simplicity of heart seek him. So you gotta seek him with simplicity of heart. Okay? Pretty much being you gotta be like a newborn baby. You gotta be like a child when you come seek the Lord. You gotta humble yourself, just like a child, to really receive the Lord. You guys, you think you know it all, and that's why you'll never receive him. Wisdom of Solomon, he gotta bring you down, man. Knock you off of your high horse, and then just like he did with the apostle Paul. Let's jump over there. As a matter of fact, I know I'm all over the place, but the Spirit's like the wind. I think that's 9. Acts chapter 9. And no. Yeah. Acts chapter 9 and verse number 1. It says, and Saul, yet breathing out threatenings and slaughter against the disciples of the Lord, went unto the high priest. Before his name was Paul, his name was Saul, and he was persecuting the church, okay? So he was coming up against people who were serving Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Okay, Acts 9 verse 2, and desired of him letters to Damascus to the synagogues, that he found any of this way, whether they were men or women, he might bring them bound unto Jerusalem. So, and desired of him of letters. So he was supposed to go around to these different synagogues and pass out, hey, have you seen people teaching in the name of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua? Yeah, let me know. Okay, so I can go arrest them and bring them back to Jerusalem. Because we know their disciples are going around teaching the word, and you know, they're telling Israelites not to go back and do animal sacrifice and all of that, man. So he was in that mindset of persecuting the church of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. Acts chapter 9 verse 3, and as he journeyed, he came near Damascus. Where's Damascus at? It's in Syria, okay? And suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. So suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. All right. You so stupid you can't even spell the word nigger. He said capital N-I-G-G and R. Just white trailer trash, man. Just so fucking dumb. This is why you probably talk like this. N-I-G-G-N-R. That's not even how you spell it. Did you know you the first nigga in the Bible? The scriptures call you so-called white. He's a niggard. You're a niggard. Look that up. All right? Damn fool. And that's Esau. That don't hurt me. King Yumd, you probably just trailer trash, man. I could just tell by the way you write, you ain't shit. Israelite Hebrew, is a Hebrew Israelite, you idiot. This ain't your channel. You probably signed up for me so you can get your daily ass kicking before you go work at go work on your farm, man. And you ain't no damn king. The only kings of the earth are the nation of Israel. You gonna learn that though. You gonna learn that. You a little boy, little coward. Acts chapter 9 and verse number 4. And he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? So why you persecuting me? Was Paul persecuting Yahushua specifically, or was he persecuting the church? So that's how you persecute the Lord, and that's how Esau persecutes the Lord, by trying to come up against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, just like this fool here. Saul was an accredited torturer. He was bad as hell. Then God knocked him off his horse and made him blind. Then Saul learned about God and knew Jesus is the Son of God. Where did you see? I don't hear anything about him being knocked off a horse. I'm reading it out the Bible. What movie are you talking about? This is why you people don't know the Lord, man. You watch Disney movies and you think that's reading the Bible. I didn't say nothing. I'm reading Acts 9 right here. It said a shined, and suddenly, Acts 9 and 3. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. And he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? So falling to the earth doesn't mean you fell off a horse. If a light shine and you fall down to the ground, that's different than falling off a horse. All right, so it's not to be confused with Esau thinks. Esau, he's a child. He's a child. As you can see, one of the Edomites on my comment board writing, he's trying, he can't spell nigga for some reason. Okay. He's cut to the heart. 7 months ago, 64 subscribers. You got 64 subscribers and you on my channel. Good, you should stay, man. You should stay. Acts chapter 9, verse number 5. And he said, who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Yahweh Shai, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. Yeah, it's hard for thee to kick against the pricks. Okay, it don't mention a horse, man. Okay, he fell to the ground, a light shined on him. Who is that, Lord? Okay, he's asking a question. Okay, and Acts 9 verse 6, and he trembling and astonished said, Lord, what wilt thou have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, arise and go into the city, and it shall be told thee what thou must do. And the men which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice, but seeing no man. So they even heard the voice. Okay? They heard the voice, but they didn't see him. Acts 9 and 8, and Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were opened, he saw no man, but they led him by the hand and brought him into Damascus. So he blinded him. Okay, but it doesn't mention a horse. These are coming from movies that Esau be propagating in his with his. That's how you know his propaganda is effective, because you people actually believe that without any knowledge. You don't read the Bible. It tells you in the book of Revelation, the 1st chapter, blessed is he that readeth. People don't read. Okay, just like that's why you think the Lord's people's white, because that's how effective his propaganda machine is. That's why the majority of you people are reprobates. All right, and then when someone's bringing out the Lord, you think that's the perfect place to go call someone a nigga. So that's the mindset of the world. And the Lord has it like that because eventually we're going to get you. We're going to get you back for that. And best believe when we get in the kingdom, I'm going to tear you Edomites apart, man. You're going to call me the cruel Lord. Okay? Every time I walk by you, you're going to be scared, man. You're going to shit and piss yourself. Okay? Because I'm gonna make sure you have horrible visions. You're not gonna be able to sleep in the Sabbath after what I'm gonna do to you motherfuckers. Especially, may the Lord, Baba Kushai, give me whoever this reprobate is calling himself right here, Lord. Okay. And why am I asking that the Lord give me him? Because of Psalms the 2nd chapter. Let's grab that real quick. Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Now that belongs to the Lord. All you heathen belong to the Lord, but being joint heirs with him in Romans the 8th chapter, I'm asking the Lord, Yahweh Shai, to out of all of them, if he can give me that dude right there, and I'm gonna make sure you get thoroughly whooped. All right. That's between you and I. We're gonna meet up in the next life, okay? Because you're not gonna make it on this side. Because I can tell you probably gonna drink poisonous water or something like that. Eat something you ain't supposed to. You ain't gonna make it, man. See, Acts chapter 9, verse 9. He was 3 days without sight, and neither did eat nor drink. And there was a certain disciple at Damascus named Ananias, and to him said the Lord in a vision, Ananias, and he said, behold, I am here, Lord. And the Lord said unto him, arise and go into the street that is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judas for one called Saul of Tarsus, for behold, he prayeth, and have seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in and putting his hand on him that he might receive his sight. So Ananias, he gave Ananias a vision. He was talking to Ananias to go to a street called Straight, because that's where Paul was at. After he was blinded, that's where they brought him from when he fell from his trip from Jerusalem to Damascus. Right? He was going to go pass out letters so he can get people that were, so he can persecute the church. But this is his conversion. The reason why I'm bringing this out is because people think he fell off a horse. Read it for yourself, man. It don't say that. All right? That's why we need to read our Bibles, man. Stop being fooled by this nigga Esau. And who's putting out propaganda like that? The so-called white man. Who runs Hollywood? The so-called nasty-ass Edomite pedophile rings. All right, so you shouldn't be listening to them when it comes to our Lord. You should be going into the book yourself. This book is on everybody's page. You got devils like this. You got to be aware with people like this, man. These people, this dude right here, he don't know nothing, man. He's here to distract because he's a demon. All right, and whoever's following him are devils too. Acts chapter 9 and verse 13. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he have done to thy saints at Jerusalem. Who's the saints? Was he talking about the Romans? Was Ananias talking about the Romans? No, he was talking about Israelites. Okay, the saints, those of us who believe in Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. You people believe in the God of Jupiter. Okay, we're reading about Paul walking in Damascus. Was Paul an Israelite? Yes, he was. He actually walked in these areas. Your gods don't ever exist. You so-called white people don't believe in anything that's real. You believe in myths, lies, deceit. That's why you hired your president so he can lie to you. That's what you people like. You want to keep telling you, yeah, he be winning the war and all that shit. No, he ain't. Because he knows you so damn dumb, you ain't going to read. That's why we keep telling you the dumbest nation down here on the earth. And it's finally being manifested that the smartest people out of your whole nation are the Germans. You're always wearing the same thing on live. Oh, this is my garment. You want to buy me some clothes? Feel free to donate. Okay? I'm in captivity. What am I supposed to do? You think I'm going to come in here in luxurious coats and read the book? Nah, man. This is called a rough garment. As a matter of fact, let's go grab it. John the Baptist, he was in the wilderness eating honey, locusts and honey. Okay? You think I look bad? Imagine him. How's your day, brother? I'm doing good, my man. I'm good. I'm doing good. The water. And Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, may the Lord bless you. So, DJ, it's not about what you look like on the outside. The Lord don't look on your outside, man. It's the inside. It's your spirit. He don't care about that. He ain't dealing. Let me grab this in the book of James. He ain't worried about what you people. That's how we're going into the outside. The Lord don't look on that, man. He ain't worried about what I look like on the outside. Let's that's what you call respect of persons. You know, if you saw some Christian pastor, he come out here, he pull up in a Maybach, you'll listen to him. But the Lord don't have it like that. He have it where his men, they ain't nothing to be looked upon. They don't look like nothing you want to listen to. Okay, that's why those mega churches, that's why you listen to it like a T.D. Jakes, somebody like that, right? He go party with Diddy on the weekend. And you go in there and be crying and shit like that. Like, nah, that's not what this is about. If I can grab a precept. Come on, man. So, I gotta hold on to Acts 9. And I'm gonna jump over to James. I think, hold on, let me grab it to help my man out, man, because he's saying I ain't looking too good. I'm always wearing the same shit. Hey, that's right. I change my clothes every day, but on the outside you see a garment on, and you see a jacket. It's cold. Okay, when it heats up, it's the only jacket I have. But feel free, if you willing to invest, I'll go buy something that's more good. But don't let that deceive you. Don't worry what I look like on the outside. Worry about the words that are coming out of my mouth. Because that's what's going to save you. My clothes ain't going to do nothing for you. That's how the wolf can deceive you. Satan disguised himself as an angel of light. So you got to have discernment in these last days. You can't be a fool. Only a fool thinks like that. We're encouraging you to get out of that weak ass mindset. Because there ain't gonna be no stores open. We're gonna be looking. I look good right now. I'm nutritionally fit. I ate last night. You know, I'm up. I got power, right? I'm still serving the Lord. I'm mighty in the spirit. But you, what do? You probably got nice sneakers. You know, you probably still in school or something. That's what it sounds like you're a teenager or something. Where your Jordans at, my man? That shit don't matter. Man, please, man. That shit's funny to me. I'm trying to grab this precept, Salakia, for taking too long, but you young niggas better get your fucking mind right or you gonna die. Let's see. I think it's James. Where is it? Is it James 2? I think it is James 2. James chapter 2 and verse 1. My brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, the Lord of glory, with respect of persons. So have not the faith of our Lord of Yahushua HaMashiach with respect of persons. Okay, when you respect the persons, you respect things about them. But if they ain't according to doing the law, statutes, and commandments, then and you still have respect to them and they breaking the laws, man, that's respect the persons. You a thief, you stole them clothes. Now you're a comedian too. James chapter 2 verse 2. For if there come unto you your assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel, and there came in also a poor man in vile raiment, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place, and say to the poor, stand thou there, or sit here under my footstool, are ye not then partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts? So that's you. You becoming judges of evil thoughts. You see somebody with the gay clothing, sit right here in this wonderful seat. Somebody, I look like a thief and a robber to you. Okay? You stole them clothes, okay? Thou sayest. That's called, see, a wise judge, he would get the evidence first. What you're doing is called a false accusation. Okay, so you're that's sin right there. Okay, and where's your witnesses at? Where's your proof that I stole these clothes? Since we want to entertain stupidity. Paul, E.T. Jesus, Apostolic Church, Jesus's God would have brother house and would Jewish people. Jews brother because God's Jesus God would have brother house with Jewish. You people are fucking dumb as hell, man. Oh man. That's, you know what, this is I'm telling you, man, this world reminds me of that movie Idiocracy. You people are fucking dumb, man. You can't spell the word nigga. When Esau can't spell the word nigga, this place is done, man. He said Niggr. Hey, man, yo, Esau, man, get your shit together. That's how you know. I thought it was just your president that got a reprobate spirit. He gave it to you too? Shit. You people are done. Said hi. But then he says hi. Brother, because God, Jesus is God, would have brother house with Jews, brother God, because God, Jesus is God, would have. I can't read. Hey, listen, man, you got me fooling around, man. I'm sorry, Paul. I don't understand what you're saying, man, but you're a funny dude. You're a damn fool, man. Let me look at your channel activity. 27 subscribers. You must be a comedian. You're a funny one. You're a funny dude, man. You pick up cigarettes, butts, and re-roll them? Oh, okay. You're done, man. So that's, going back to James 2, going back to the respect of persons, going back to you wearing the gay clothing. You don't want to have that mindset. You're a judge of evil thoughts, man. Okay, so this is what the Lord is teaching us. People like that, a lot of these people can't be reformed no matter what you teach them. He probably got all F's in school too. He's a lowlife. That's why you ain't gonna have no job either. And you ain't gonna have any wisdom. And then when your ass is getting put to death, just know And we told you to repent, man. Because I know when Jake's, they funny. You kind of funny, but you sound kind of like you probably like 20 or something like that. You a young nigga, man. You need to get your life together. Don't you see your future, man? You should read Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. You see a future for you? What about after you, your kids and shit? What do you think's gonna happen to them, man? Did you know that they're doing a draft? You should go watch my video I did a couple of days ago. 18 to 26, are you within that age range? Your ass might be going over there to Iran, so you should be trying to figure out how you can navigate that. But you ain't got to worry about the clothing over there because they're going to blow you to pieces. Hey, man, your hairline fucked up. Okay. Give me some money, I'll fix it. I'm not worried about what you people are worried about. I just read James, the 2nd chapter. If this is a roasting session, hey, get it on, man. Get it on, man. That shit don't bother me. Okay. Where do I want to go? 1 Samuel chapter 4. No. I can't find it. I gotta look it up. Where he says, I can't remember where it's at. The Lord looks not on the outer man, KJV. What did he tell Samuel? I knew it was 16. I just couldn't think. I couldn't think if it was that far out. Because this is when he's going to anoint King David. King David was a sheep herder. He was a shepherd. So you think he was wearing nice clothes all the time? See, people, that's why the Lord uses people who are actually going to do the work for him. He don't care what you look like on the outside. You don't do it. You scoff. I bet that hair stinks. You know, you scoff. You ain't doing nothing for the Lord. Okay? So somebody like that, it's like, that's what you call a natural brute beast. This is us fighting against beasts. This is like in the Roman Colosseum. You know? You gotta fight these beasts, man. You laughing now, but you're gonna be crying later. 1 Samuel 16, verse 7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance. So, do you know what the word countenance means? No. I'm balding, by the way. Okay, you're gonna be balding too. You're gonna be balding too, my man. That don't bother me. Let's see if you make it to the age where you can bald. 1 Samuel 16 and 7. But the Lord Yahweh said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Do you know what your heart is? Your heart's your mind. So the Lord's looking on my heart. Okay, I understand this body perishes every single day. Every day, your body is perishing. Okay, and it's going to be taken away. Nappy hair, hey, that's part of the curses. You probably got nappy hair too. The Lord got nappy hair. See, he just chimed in. Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool. So his head and his hairs were white like wool. This is wool. Okay, you see how it's white right there? That's the type of hair the Lord has. As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. So fire is not blue like water. Okay? And his feet like unto the fine brass. What color is brass? Brass is a derivative of brown. As if they burned in a furnace. So he was burned like it was burned in a furnace. So he's dark skinned. And his voice as the sound of many waters. So he didn't have, he spoke loudly. He wasn't like you. He had a deep voice. You, come on, man. You hating on. This is why you hate the Lord. You hating me. The Lord made me like this. The Lord got me bald. Are you mad at me? Be mad at the Lord, man. Hey, I give all praises to him. Whether I go bald, whether I get put to death, it's all. Hey, all praises to the Lord, man. I'm glorifying him. But what are you doing? Okay, you ain't doing nothing. You a scoffer. But you a child though. I know a child when I by the way you write. To convince the gainsayers, KJV. Titus, chapter 1. But hey, it is what it is. For some of y'all, we're not here for y'all. This word ain't for you. This is blah, blah, blah to you. Titus chapter 1 and verse 1. Paul, a servant of God and an apostle of Yahushua HaMashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay, the Romans didn't even use the letter J. But you people are calling on something that never even existed. That letter never even existed back then. You should be calling them I.e. Zeus if you had wisdom. A little more wisdom, you should be calling them I.e. Zeus. But then you need to start asking yourself, why is that? And when did it turn to Jesus? And then some of y'all say Joshua, which you're getting a little closer, because in the Hebrew, Joshua goes back to Yahushua. Okay? There's no transliteration that brings you back to Jesus Christ, which is Greek. But you don't know that because no one taught you. It's men making their bodies a living sacrifice. The reason why I know who I am to this day. A nigga like this, you ask him who he is, he'll tell you he's black. I'm African American. Yeah, I go back to Scipio Africanus. He don't even know who that is. And the Margot Vespucci. Who's that? That's your father, man. That's who you came from. Titus chapter 1, verse 2. In hope of eternal life. Excuse me. According to the faith of God's elect. Let me read this again. Titus chapter 1. And 1, Paul, a servant of God and an apostle of Yahushua HaMashiach, according to the faith of God's elect, and the acknowledging of the truth, which is after godliness. So the acknowledging of the truth, he can't acknowledge the truth. So he's probably not one of the elect, who the Lord is looking for. His lost sheep. He knows 2/3 of you gonna get cut off and die. 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all gonna die because you can't receive the truth. If the Lord was here today, he'd be getting these same type of comments to him too. Because you in the stead of the Lord. We're like ambassadors of the Lord. Coming out here standing for truth's sake in a world that niggas living in a government where they eat children and drink blood and sacrifice niggas like you. And he's coming up against somebody who's trying to wake him up so he don't be destroyed. Okay? So good luck. Because your parents ain't teach you shit. Your school system ain't teach you shit. This world ain't teach you nothing. Then you get the opportunity, the Lord stretches arm to you, and you smack it away. Get off me. Y'all believe in Jesus, so-called white man that fucks his sister. And he sleeps with Leonardo da Vinci. That's his God. And then we tell you it, and you scoff and you talk shit. You worried about someone's baldness. You're gonna be bald too. Titus chapter 1, verse 2, in hope of eternal life, which God that cannot lie promised before the world began. And who did he promise to? He promised that to the nation of Israel, his people. That's our promise. He gave it to Abraham. It went to Isaac, went to Jacob, went to his children. Not somebody that says, all right, I'm Christian now. I dunked myself in some water, so now these promises apply to me. That's not how this works. Like they teach over here. Esau wants you to think like that because it benefits him. If I go slaughter everybody and take everything away from them and then tell them that God loves everybody and you better believe it, then now you ain't gonna look at me as the devil. But maybe if he had you in hardcore bondage, he was fucking you in front of everybody like a bitch, and then hanging your people, maybe you'll understand who the devil is. But now that he's laid back and fat like a heifer at grass, you feel comfortable to talk shit to your own people. Your own people are destroyed, my man. Your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that's a worthless people right there. Them niggas are going around calling themselves something that came up in the mind of the so-called white man. Your teachers are teaching you how to bow down to him. Okay? This guy a damn fool. Okay. What's a fool? Psalms 14:1 said, the fool has said in his heart that there is no God. So you're the damn fool. A fool ain't gonna have any wisdom. I have wisdom. You don't. You don't even know the name of the Lord. You don't know nothing about the Lord. Titus chapter 1, verse 3. You're what the scriptures call a degenerate plant. All right? Let me grab that. You're a degenerate plant. You're nothing like your forefathers would. They be out here teaching the word, not like you. That's why you don't see too many so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The few that you do see, hopefully they're the elect. They're making their calling and election sure. But what are you doing? You scoffing. Scoffing because you love your oppressor. I think it's Jeremiah chapter 2 in verse 21. It says, "Yet I had planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?" That's right. How you turn into a degenerate plant? Because you're rebellion. So the Lord took away your nationality, according to Jeremiah 17:4. How'd you come over here? Panhandle much? You see? How'd you come over here? I would like to know. Do you know? Why is there no African version of the Bible? You see? He invites the scoffers, but I'm glad y'all coming in. Keep coming. Titus chapter 1, verse 4. To verse 3. But have in due times manifested his word through preaching, which is committed unto me according to the commandment of God our Savior. So Paul, to Titus, this was committed unto him. He had to deal with same people like you during the Greek era, the Greek period. He had to deal with wicked-ass Israelites, just like Moses in the wilderness. He had to deal with wicked-ass Israelites, just like the prophets have to do today. It's the same thing. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, ain't nothing changed. You Israelites, y'all the same rebellious spirits that you were back then. Talking shit against the prophets until that wrath came. You were knocking on the door. Noah, let me get in there. You thought it was foolish he was building an ark when it never even rained before. We building an ark right now. And it's gonna rain thermonuclear destruction and you ain't gonna make it into the chariots. So the joke's gonna be on you. We're gonna be in the chariot with the victory. You're gonna have an RFID microchip in your head and in your forehead, scoffing all the way up to the point you be destroyed. So you have fun with that, because I'm laughing at you niggas, man. You people are out of your damn mind. Okay, I might look like I'm out of my damn mind because I'm on the street corner, but it tells you in the book of Matthew 22 and 9 you're supposed to be out here, man. Let's grab that real quick. That's what's wrong with you people. You don't bring people to good works. People listen to you and they get, anyone that's your friend, they just get, you make them stupid. You're the reason why these niggas out here killing each other, because they listen to people like you. You probably aspire to be a rapper. Nigga got a whole booth in his room. He got shit all in his, so he can make some stupid ass music. Matthew chapter 22, verse 9. It says, "Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage." I'm trying to bid somebody to a marriage that you ain't even got the right clothes on. The clothes goes into your doctrine, what you understand. You don't understand. You got the wrong garment on, man. This is an all-white party. Okay, not like Esau is throwing. It's a spiritual all-white party. You gotta have a garment. You don't have the right garment on. You worried about me spiritually? I'm cleansing myself. Because nobody's clean. The Lord makes sure He's the one who gives you He cleans you. We're all filthy. Okay. Matthew 22 and 10. "So those servants went out into the highways and gathered together all as many as they found, both bad and good, and the wedding was furnished with guests. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment." That's you. You got the wrong garment on. What you doing in here, man? You shouldn't even be in this, you shouldn't even be on my phone. You should go play PlayStation or something, man. The Lord ain't dealing with you. Okay? Matthew chapter 22 and verse number 11. It said in verse 12, "And he saith unto him, Friend, how camest thou in hither, not having a wedding garment?" And he was speechless. Yeah, I don't know. How you come up in here? You ain't even got a wedding garment on. You didn't get the memo? This nigga don't got the memo. I'm preparing you to get to a marriage. You gotta have the right clothes on. You're damn back, man. And these people don't put it on. Matthew chapter 22 and verse number 13. Then said the king to the servants, bind him hand and foot and take him away and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. For many are called, but few are chosen. That's right, many are called, but few are chosen. You're not chosen, man. So why don't you go play somewhere? I inspired to learn the truth. Then shut your mouth. I see you scoffing up there. Why is there no African version of the Bible? You never heard of the Ethiopian Bible? I'm sure there's every translation. Chinese man even got a Bible written in his language, and his language is much older than yours, than America. Go look it up. Google it. Do I look like Google to you? Google why they don't make one. It's the book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 4. To Titus, my own son, after the common faith, grace, mercy, and peace from God the Father and Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, our Savior. Why did he separate the two? A lot of y'all think, oh, well, why do you think Jesus is not capital G-O-D? Because he's not. God the Father is capital G-O-D. Look that word up in the Hebrew. It's Yahweh. But you people, y'all don't know. And then when you're faced with the truth, you hate the Lord. So you're not going to get it. Because ultimately, the Lord's not dealing with you. Titus chapter 1, verse 5. For this cause left I thee in Crete, that thou shouldest set in order the things that are wanting, and ordain elders in every city, as I had appointed thee. So Paul was trying to establish the ministry of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, pushing the truth, just like men are doing today. Okay, he got an established church out here, and they got some followers too. But the truth is still the truth. Israel is still Israel. The promises still belong to them. That's who the Lord's looking for. Matthew 10 and 5. You're not dealing with these other nations, man. I'm not going to the Samaritans. Okay? How you doing today? Titus chapter 1 and verse 6. If any be blameless, the husband of one wife, having faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly. Yeah. You got to be faithful, man. Okay? Not being, what does it say? Not accused of riot or unruly. For a bishop must be blameless as the steward of God, not self-willed, not soon angry, not given to wine, no striker, not giving to filthy lucre. Filthy lucre is money. I'm not here. I'm not getting paid for these videos to listen to scoffers on comment boards. I'm not getting paid to do it. I'm doing the work of the Lord for him. That's it. For him and his son. And may the Lord have mercy and grace upon me when he brings the destruction to these 2/3 niggas and the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, and the other stupid-ass nations out there that need to be destroyed for what you did to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So we're condemning you niggas to death, okay? And then we're waking up the elect of Israel to wake up in these last days so they can be saved. This is the book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 8. But a lover of hospitality, a lover of good men, sober, just, holy, temperate, holding fast in faithful word, Salakia, holding fast the faithful word as he had been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. So you're supposed to exhort and convince the gainsayers, okay? With sound doctrine, telling them the name of the Lord, you know, casting out all those imaginations. Because these people, they got demons on them. They think it's a joke, but this ain't the place to be joking. But this is where they come to joke, because the demons that are in them, they hate the truth. You don't see me going to his channel talking shit because he ain't got the truth. These demons look for the truth and they mock and scoff and all of that. But hey, it exhorts his church through other believers that are out there. But that's what the prophets of old had to deal with. Reprobate minds and spirits that are out here. Same spirits. It tells you in Acts the 19th chapter, Paul I know and Yahweh Shai know, but who are thee? See, these demons can't prevail against me because the Lord got me. But a lot of y'all, it's like a weariness of the mind, dealing with reprobate people, saying the dumbest shit. While you speaking, heavenly things, they don't get it. It's a weariness of the flesh. But hey, it is what it is. But that's how you get built up too, dealing with reprobates like this. Titus chapter 1 verse 10, for there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. Yes, the circumcision of those of us who know the truth. There's people that actually know they're Israelites, they know the name of the Lord, and they be talking shit too about the Lord and his people. Trying to bring in the heathen and shit so they can get money. Filthy lucre. They're not coming out here in simplicity of heart so they can bring back the children back to the Father. They're not doing that. And your church ain't doing that either. They're saying God loves everybody. So who are his children? Who are the Israelites? It damn sure ain't those small hats over there, because they wouldn't be running away from the Iranian man, the Carmanian man, the wild boar. Lord should be lifting up a standard according to Isaiah 59 and 19. He ain't lifting no standard for them. He's removing that small cap that they got over there, protecting them, the Iron Dome. The Carmanians are getting through that. They're shooting missiles. They're breaking off the fragments, and the dome don't know what the fuck to do after that. And it's just blowing Tel Aviv to smithereens. But the nigga don't know that that's his land. He don't know the significance of being Israel. He don't understand the promises. He don't understand who he is. He don't understand what I'm doing up here. He think I'm out here looking for chasing clout. You don't see any commercials, do you? This is the book of Titus, chapter 1 and 11. Whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole households, teaching things they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. So a lot of you teachers, they teach things for that they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. Okay? That's money. And you probably teach things you ought not to. Your mouth needs to be stopped. You talk too damn much. Nobody should be listening to a little reprobate kid like you. Question mark? Where's your wife, kids, dude? See? Still reprobate. I don't have a wife and I don't have any kids. All right? If that's what you think's gonna save you, it's not. You're gonna have a wife and kids. Your kids are gonna be. Let me grab this. You gotta know how to slay a demon, man. Ecclesiasticus, ungodly children. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 16, verse 1. Sirach 16, or Ecclesiasticus 16 and 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Why would I want a kid that could end up like you? Scoffing at the men of the Lord. Condemning his own soul. Why? So they can grow up and play basketball for the so-called white man be singing for him? Ecclesiasticus 16 and 2. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. That's right, except the fear of the Lord be with them. You don't have the fear of the Lord. So you're a disgrace to the people that actually had a family and then desired to have a son, just like and brought forth you. That's the problem with the world. Ecclesiasticus chapter 16 and verse 3. Trust not thou in their life. So don't trust in your life. Neither respect their multitude, for one that is just is better than 1,000. So I'm better than 1,000. So my mother and father had me, but I'm out here teaching the word. One that is just is better than 1,000. You'll never get yourself to the point if you being a reprobate like that. Ecclesiasticus 16 and 3. And better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. That's right. Better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. Okay? You want no ungodly children? They can't even, you're more likely to get put to death statistically because of this fucking devil. Men who go to war ain't worried about children. Okay? You're going to war. You're going to be going to war soon too, so that wife and kid shit, you better have them today. Go fuck around and have some kids today, man. Because your ass is going to battle. You got a draft coming up. You homeless or something? Hey, man, yeah, I am homeless. Hebrews chapter 13. You call that a home because you got a roof over your head? That's not your house, man. You don't own nothing here. You don't have a home either. Let me hold Titus. Hebrews chapter 13. Okay. And 14. Hebrews 13, verse 14. For here we have no continuing city, but we seek one to come. So we don't have no continuing city here, man. Okay, I'm seeking one to come. I know I'm not from here. How did we get over here? On slave ships. Why are we still here? Because we're still in captivity, according to Baruch 3 and 8. Under this fucking devil, Esau Edom, who you be a slave to for all eternity. Niggas like you don't want to rule. Okay? You want to be a peasant. You want to be a slave. Well, eventually he gonna be fucking your children and drinking your blood if you don't fight up against this nigga. Let me grab this in the book of Micah. You don't have no home here, man. If you're talking about that apartment that I live in, that ain't my home. An Israelite belongs in Israel, not in Babylon. When you go to jail and you get locked up, is that your home? Or are you waiting to get out so you can go to what you call a home? Well, that's the position that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are in today. They're in captivity. All right? And those of them who woke up are the ones who are seeking to go home. You can stay here. You can have the house. You can have the gay clothing. How you doing, my man? You have a blessed day. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. So this is not your rest. You get rest when you go back home. This ain't your home, man. That's what you go to your house to do. Sit back, lay back, and get some sleep. That's not what America is, man. America goes back to Amargo, which goes back to the Hebrew word mar, which means bitter. This ain't the land of milk and honey, man. This is slavery. This is captivity. You're a slave. Talking shit to another slave. You're trying to smack you up spiritually so you can get some water so maybe you might be able to survive in these last days. Because these niggas don't give a fuck about you, my man. These other nations don't give a fuck about you. Your nation don't give a fuck about you. These people don't give a fuck about you. No one gives a fuck about the so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American except for the Lord and his people that he got teaching. Other than that, everyone else is your enemy. It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, and verse number 10. For he looked for a city which have foundations, whose builder and maker is God. That's right. We're looking for a city that has foundation. This place is going to be destroyed root and branch. No one's going to inhabit this place anymore. That's prophecy. This is the place that the Lord said is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. Okay? That's what you're living on. You're living upon a snare. Just like Esau. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 22. But ye are come unto Mount Zion, and unto the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels, to the general assembly and church of the firstborn which are written in heaven, and to God the judge of all, and to the spirits of just men made perfect. That's right. Jerusalem is where we're from, man. All right? Esau's not going to tell you that. He wants you to continue to think you're a so-called black man, Latino man, or African-American man, whatever the hell you call your stupid ass. If you don't know who Israel is and you can't receive it, it's because you're dead. Like it tells you in Proverbs 21:16. You're just a zombie, my man. That's all you are. Just what zombies like to do. When the zombies, you know, in the movies, they walking, grunting, they see somebody living and they go towards that. That's what you are. Proverbs 21 verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So you're going to remain dead because you're wandering away from understanding. You ain't even asking the right questions. I'm not even trying to battle you. That's the spirit of the Lord. He's fighting up against the Lord, man. You're going to lose. Hebrews chapter 4. Verse number 12. For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart. So you getting cut. That's why you fighting. I'm just reading the Bible. You came over here and now you got 15 comments talking shit. Nobody gives a fuck about what you're talking about, man. This ain't for you. That's the book of Luke. Chapter 2. Give a fuck about you. You niggas are out of here. I can't wait. But you're going to be right in the kingdom. Luke chapter 2. In verse number 34, and Simeon blessed them and said unto Mary his mother, behold, this child is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel, and for a sign which shall be spoken against. And that's what you're doing. You're speaking against it. Could have been learning something, but hey, the spirit's like the wind. I didn't even know what I want to talk about, but hey, the Lord had you come up here so I can sharpen the sword. Luke 2 verse 35, yea, a sword shall pierce through thine own soul also, that the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed. And that's the sword, piercing through thine own heart also. So you are stumbling against the Lord. You kicking up against the pricks, just like in Acts the 9th chapter, just like Saul, but then he was converted. And I dropped Titus for some reason, trying to convince the gainsayers. But someone like you kick against the pricks. Acts chapter 9 in verse 13 again. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he hath done to thy saints at Jerusalem. So you doing evil. You're doing evil to thy saints that be at Jerusalem. It's the same thing. You kicking up against the pricks. Acts chapter 9 verse 14. And here he have authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. So they were calling on the name Yahweh Shai. These were Israelites. They weren't speaking Greek. Some of them did speak Greek, but this is talking about the Jews in Jerusalem. That's what Paul was going after. Okay? So they spoke Hebrew. I'm calling a nigga by their enemies. The enemy, your enemy is the Greeks, the Grecians, the Romans, the Edomites, the Idumeans, the Herodians. Whatever the hell he's calling himself now. He's calling himself multiple things now. And now he's calling himself fucking American. This is the devil, man. This is Esau. But we've searched him out. We know who he is. We can see him now because now we got the eye salve. Okay? Let me grab this in the book of Revelation, the 3rd chapter. You can't see the Esau unless you got the eye salve. Revelation chapter 3 and 18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire. So don't, it's not telling you to go invest in gold. Invest in me, gold tried in the fire. That's talking about the scriptures. It tells you in the book of Psalms 12 and 9, it's words like refined silver, okay? Purified 7 times. Let's grab that too. He probably off to soccer practice or something, basketball practice now. Stupid ass nigga. Where's the nigga that was calling me a nigga? You should call him a nigga. Call that motherfucker a nigga. Because he's ignorant. Psalms chapter 12 and verse number 6. The words of the Lord Yahweh are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. So 7 goes into completion. So the Lord telling you to buy me gold tried in the fire. So he's telling you to pay attention. That thou mayest be rich. So you're going to be rich in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Not like the customs of this world. This nigga telling you Federal Reserve notes is wealth. He can print that out all the day long. That shit don't have no intrinsic value to it. Okay, you read about Abraham's wealth. He said he had gold, silver, and cattle. You don't own none of that, so you're poor too. And he clowning me. Oh, you look poor. Look at your jacket. Look at your clothes. Look at your garment. Look at you. Who am I trying to impress? One of these wicked ass bitches out here? Fuck them hoes. Them hoes are gonna be destroyed. And it tells you in the book of Isaiah, the 4th chapter, they're gonna be flocking to me as ugly as I look in these last days. Let me grab this in the book of Isaiah. Let me finish this first. And white raiment. Whoo, white raiment. So you could be clothed in white raiment, just like you. That's the qualification to get into this wedding. Kind of the white goes into purity. It goes into what you believe in. Just like when Adam was clothing himself with those fig leaves. Okay, why was he clothing himself with fig leaves? Because he wasn't clothed in white anymore. And that's what you clothed in. You're trying to hide yourself, man. The Lord sees you, and He's searching you out with His breath. That's just how He searched you, just like He did with Adam in the garden. Okay, prophets. I don't even got to be near you to check your ass, man. I know you a demon. Revelation chapter 3, 18, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. The shame of your nakedness is your sin. You don't want that to appear. You got to be clothed in white for it not to appear. It tells you in the book of Revelation, the 19th chapter, that the Lord... Let me grab that too. Hopefully I don't go too far off in the deep end. Revelation chapter 19. And what was it, 12? He says, it might be 12. It's not there. This looking for, but it's a good precept. Revelation 19:7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to Him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and His wife have made herself ready. So who's the wife? It's the church. It's the believers. You're making yourself ready by seeking the Lord 10 times more, just like it tells you in the book of Matthew, the 25th chapter, with the 5 virgins and the 5 foolish women. See, the foolish women weren't really that foolish because they actually had oil. They understood that there was a marriage, but they ran out of the oil. So that's talking about the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Okay? But a lot of y'all are fools. Y'all never had any oil. And y'all part of the 2/3 too. But the fools in that case, they actually knew that the Lord was coming. They actually asked the wise woman for oil. So that's some form of wisdom. Okay? They knew they needed oil. You don't even know that. That's the sad part about it all, man. Revelation chapter 19:8. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, For the fine linen is the righteousness of saints. That's right. The fine linen is the righteousness of saints. He worried about my outward clothing. That's not what that's talking about. Your righteousness is what makes you clean. Scoffing up against the men of the Lord is not, that's what makes you more, you defiled yourself more today. Congratulations. When you could have cleansed yourself a little bit more today and you didn't. Revelation 19:9, and he saith unto me, right, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of God. That's right. These are the true sayings of God, man. Blessed are they who are called to the marriage. But many are called, but few are chosen. Revelation 3 verse 18. And anoint thine eyes with eye salve that thou mayest see. So you're looking into that word eye salve. Let's go back into that real quick. In the Greek. Revelation 3 verse 18. If you don't know how to do that, I got an app called the Bible Hub. All right, look it up. Revelation. And I'm going to Revelation chapter 3 verse 18. I'm looking up the word eye salve.
Strong's G 2854. Kalurion. Thayer's Lexicon. Related entry. Kalurion.
It says kalurion. A preparation composed of various materials and used as a remedy for tender eyelids. So, used as a remedy for tender eyelids. Just like when you read the book of Tobit, he had to get some fish, gall, something put on his eyes so his father Tobit could see. Let's grab that precept. So it's like it's a material, it's a preparation composed of various materials. Okay? In this case, it's an analogy of plaster. By analogy of plaster, in Strong's definition. It says, properly a poultice as made of or in the form of crackers, i.e. by analogy of plaster. I said, look at this root word. To glue together, cement, fasten together, to join or fasten firmly together, to join oneself to, cleave to. That's not what I'm looking for. It's a composite of material that you use so you can see. And what's the composite of materials? The truth. The eye salve is the understanding of the scriptures that it's allowing you to see. Not just looking at the news and not understanding why these things are going on. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? That's talking about Esau. He's covering the faces of the judges. Who's the top judge? Our Lord Yahweh Shah. According to John 5 verse 22. Let me grab that. Because it's really the Lord Yahweh. But John 5 and 22 let you know something. John 5 verse 22. For the Father judgeth no man, but have committed all judgment unto the Son. So that's Yahweh Shah. So he's the top judge. If the Yahweh gave him that authority. All right. So he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he? So that's talking about the so-called white man covering the face of the judge. We read Revelation, the first chapter. He said his head and his hairs were white like wool. Jesus Christ don't have white hair. His eyes were as a flame of fire. Jesus got either brown or blue eyes. I've seen different versions of his different versions. Trump was selling like some type of picture. It had blue eyes, which don't fit the God of the Bible. Okay, and his skin it was as fine brass as if it burned in a furnace. That's a dark-skinned man. They're talking about a so-called white man. So that's a deceiver. And he didn't just deceive you on a low level. He did a complete 180 of what the Lord looked like. And what did he make him look like? A so-called white man today. So he covered the faces of the judges thereof. How did he cover the face? He covered the face through iconoclasm. Okay? He paints his images over yours. We had all of our images all over the place. And he changed them during the Renaissance era. So-called white man. That's what he does with your celebrities too. Got them bleaching their skin. Even Modi, Elon, the East Indian president, prime minister. That nigga been bleaching his skin since 2014. That nigga look like a so-called white man now. Why is he doing that? Because he's showing you who he worships. He probably got to do all of that to receive the benefits he gets for his country. He got to kiss the ring. Well, whose ring is he kissing? He got a standing ovation last time he went to Israel. So he must have went over there and sacrificed some shit. Probably killed his cousin. Because that's what these heathen do. Especially the East Indian man. He believe in over 5,000 different gods. He's a damn reprobate. He got a rat god too. So that's probably what God he was worshiping when we went over there to Israel. You got to kiss our hamster. Okay. You got to kiss him, like lick him and do some nasty shit with him. You got to drink rat blood and shit like that. That's probably what he did. Because these people are heathen. I was in the book of Acts. I dropped Titus, the first chapter too. Acts chapter 9. And verse number 14. And here he have authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. Talking about Saul, who later his name was changed to Paul. His name wasn't really changed. Saul is in Hebrew, and Paul is his Greek name. That's what when you look it up. Let's look it up again. Make sure I'm not lying. Sometimes demons hop on you. You get the lying sometimes. When Saul's name was changed to Paul, was Saul the Hebrew version of the Greek word Paul? Saul's name was not officially changed to Paul by God, but rather he used both names simultaneously. Saul, Hebrew, Shaul, within, it says Jewish, but there's no such thing as Jewish. It's Israelite context. And Paul, Latin, Paulus, Greek, Paulos, in Roman / Gentile context. So his name wasn't changed. That's just his Greek translation, I guess. Acts chapter 9, verse 15. But the Lord said unto him, Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles and the kings and the children of Israel. That's right. He's a chosen vessel unto me. That's why he chose Paul or Saul. But y'all, for some reason, you Christians only know Greek for some damn reason. You start talking about Saul, they probably thinking about King Saul. All right? So the Lord chose him, and he persecuted the church. He was there in Acts the 7th chapter after Stephen got put to death by stones. He was holding everyone's coat. Yeah, he was all right with it. Stephen was a man of the Lord. But then he got it converted. And it tells you that he knew the law better than most of y'all. He said he was a Pharisee of the Pharisees. He was taught at the foot of Gamaliel. So he was smart. He knew the scriptures. But yet he didn't have the spirit of Yahushua. Then the Lord put the spirit on him in Acts 9. Blinded him. You got to get afflicted to come into this truth. You might have to take what you think. The world might look at you, okay, you a bum. You ain't got nowhere to live. Okay. It's all good. You're gonna be like a pilgrim in the earth, according to 2nd Ezra 16:40. You're gonna need a microchip in your forehead or in your right hand in order to buy or sell. So you're gonna be laughing at people then too? Probably, because you're gonna have the chip. And at that point, you don't have the victory. Okay? We know this is a battle and this is what we're fighting for. You ain't fighting for nothing, man. You're a damn fool. I don't even see him on the comment board anymore. Because it's a Proverbs 28:1. The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. Where's Wendy at? Wendy left too. That's the reason why I'm reading Acts the 9th chapter. She about to learn something, but she don't want to learn. She want to continue to be in darkness. They hate the light, like it tells you in John the 3rd chapter. there's a couple precepts I want to get. I don't think I have enough. I'm gonna squeeze it in. I'm squeezing it. I'm gonna try to get. I can't finish the Acts the 9th chapter. My phone's about to die. But it is what it is, man. It's all good. It's all good. But for y'all who listening, hey, may the Lord bless you, and you continue to increase your faith. And don't let nobody take your faith. Don't let nobody who don't believe. This world don't believe in the Lord. John chapter 3, verse 18. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. So you don't even believe in the name. So you're condemned. So you better know the name of the Lord. John 3, verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. So that's why he left. His deeds were evil. He came over here to scoff and shit, but somebody probably called him, hey, let's go smoke a blunt, and he was out of here. Talked all that shit. Now he going to probably go smoke with some nasty bitch he called his wife, probably cheating on him with his man. And then the kid that he think he have is gonna be somebody else, you see? Because he don't want to stand for righteousness. A wicked woman is given to a portion to a wicked man. Let me grab this in the book of Isaiah, the 4th chapter. And those of you who don't have kids and stuff like that, don't worry about none of that shit, man. A lot of these people gonna die anyways. And if his children be multiplied as for the sword, that's Esau. He can have many kids. He got the house, he got the crib, he about to die. A lot of y'all about to go on the war, like I just said. He just sent 5,000 troops yesterday. It's a couple of warships, 5,000 Marines, I believe, into the Middle East. According to Jeremiah 49:20, the least of the flock shall draw them out. So that's prophecy being played out. And then before that, he was talking about a draft, 18 to 26, just like it was in Vietnam. You better learn your history. A lot of y'all don't even go back to that time. A lot of you people straight out of high school getting put to death. And this time, they call you your name in the lottery. That's where you're going. And the only way you won't be able to make it is if the Lord's dealing with you. Let me grab this in the book of Isaiah 4:1. Actually, let me start up. Isaiah 3 and verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. So there's a war that's coming, and you're going to die in there. And her gate shall lament and mourn, and she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground. That's talking about the people of Jerusalem. Okay? But it's going to happen here in America. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. Yeah, not just any man, a man of the Lord. Okay? He ain't going to worry about what I look like and none of that shit. Oh, your coat's got a little bit of dirt on it. I mean, I'm going to be looking fine in that time. Saying we will eat our own bread, meaning we'll eat our own bread. You ain't got to do anything for us. We'll be self-sustainable. You ain't got to do nothing for us. Okay? And wear our own apparel. You don't have to buy us any clothes. You ain't got to deck us out with all this stupid shit like you got to do now. Only let us be called by thy name. We just want to be called by thy name. Okay? Meaning we want you to be our man. To take away our reproach. Okay? You want to take away your reproach from this world. Okay? You're going to want to have the, hey, I'm with him. You're going to want that. Isaiah 13 and verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Ophir is gold. A man's going to be more precious than that. Okay? And not just any man. This is a man of the Lord. Okay? So, I'm not worried about what this nigga think about me. He's probably gay anyways. Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So they're going to be for your protection. Someone like you ain't going to be able to protect nothing, as you put to death in the war. Okay? So maybe I'll think about having some kids then. Because then that might be the elect lady that the Lord's dealing with. I don't need to go chase these women. I'm the prize, not the women. She's a possession. You would know that if you understood the scriptures. This is the book of Luke. chapter 2. And I forget where this precept's at all the time. Or is it Luke chapter 1? Yep, Luke chapter 1, verse 24. And after those days, his wife Elizabeth conceived and hid herself 5 months, saying, Thus have the Lord dealt with me in the days wherein he looked on me to take away my reproach among men. So this is Elizabeth when she was giving birth to John the Baptist. Her reproach was taken away when she gave birth to him, because that was an honor for women to have in the ancient times, to bring forth children, but not like today. Now they want to keep their breast perky for some other demon to sleep with them. But I'm going to end it here. Lord's will, this is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Shalom, Abad Babal, Kwam Yashua.